I tell myself that the bubblegum wrapper is the sin. A tongue so sweet it can knock me out. What can I do? It tastes so good, every word you say is melting in my mouth.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cheyenne and I bring you new tutorials each week that you can do in studio or at home, on and off the pole. Today I'm going to be bringing you 2 chair tricks. We're going to be doing a machine gun split. If you are a pole dancer, you know what the machine gun split is. If you're not, don't stress, I'm going to show you. And then we're also going to be doing a shoulder stand, but the floor version. If you haven't watched my other shoulder stand tutorial, the chair tutorial, go take a look at that. I'll put it in the description down below, but let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with the shoulder stand. Now, you can choose how to get onto the chair however way you like, but this is the easiest way to get onto the chair, to get into the correct position that you need, especially if you're standing. So that didn't make sense, especially if you're standing. It is more challenging to get onto the chair. So I always start down low, is what I was trying to say. So we're going to start off next to our chair. Now, if you do find that your chair does slip around a bit, you can place a yoga mat underneath, especially whilst you're practicing, until you feel more stable in your trick. I'm using just a simple foldable chair. You can do this on any chair you like, but you just need to make sure that there is enough of the base for you to place your legs on, so you don't want any, top of the chair coming through this way. So, to start off with, you're going to go place hands on the ground. Now I'm going to pick up the leg that is closest to the chair, and I'll do this in another angle so you can see. I'm placing my hips right next to my chair. I'm lifting the leg up and I'm going to bend and place it on the diagonal and extend. Now from here, I'm going to put my weight pressing the leg into the chair so that I can push off the foot that is on the floor to lift myself onto that chair and center myself, and readjusting those hands. From here, you're going to get your back arm, so the one closest to the back of the chair, and you're going to bring this through the gap using your other arm, just depends on which way you've done this, your outside arm. Use those muscles to slowly come down, placing your shoulder and head on the floor. Now, one trick that I always say when you are doing shoulder stands is keep your ear on the floor. It's as if the floor is telling you a secret and you've got to listen to those secrets, okay? It's a weird comment, but it will make sense. You've got to listen to the floor's secrets the whole time. So if you hear me say that, this is what I'm referring to, where the ear stays on the floor. You don't want to rotate your neck in any way because you will shift and fall on top of your back. From here, you're going to bend your front leg in. You're then going to push using that top arm to twist the hips open. As I do, you'll see that knee open up to that little tuck position, that tuck V. So foot in, rotate the hips by pushing with that top hand, and then bring the knee down. From there, you're going to extend the leg into your V position. Now from here, you do have a free arm if you want to have a little moment with yourself, but otherwise, to come out of this, bring the leg back up, bend the foot to your bum, and then turn your hips back down to your chair, dropping the leg down. To come out, put pressure to push up with that front arm, slide out the other hand, and you will come up to a plank position, just as we started. To come out of this, if you're not sure what to do next, there is a few different things, but I'll teach you the easiest version. You're just going to place your knee down onto the ground. From there, the leg that is still on the pole, on the chair, on the chair, not the pole, still on the chair, you're going to take this off, bend and place the foot on the ground, and step and turn into a kind of like angled lunge position. So I'm going to show you again so that you can see in a different direction how I'm getting onto the chair. So like I said, we're going to start in this position here, this flat top position. Extend the leg closest to your chair, bend, and then place it on your chair. You'll see that it's in that diagonal. From there, I'm going to put all my weight onto my leg as I push through my hands. But also remember, you need to push off through the leg that is on the ground, because if you put all the weight just in this leg without focusing on pushing through hands and your leg, your chair will flip if it's a bit unstable. So I push off using this leg to come up, to bring the hips up. From there, hip down, lift the leg, place it on, readjust the hands. So right now you're in a plank position. From there, the arm goes through, so the back arm will go through. Listen to the floor's secret. Push using your front arm to rotate the hips, foot to bum, push and rotate, extend to V. From there, ceiling, bum, drop down, push through that top arm, squeeze your legs out. Then to come out, the front leg, knee down off the chair, take off the other foot that is, or leg that is on the chair, and then come up. Now, a couple tips that I'll give you other than listen to the floor's secrets in your shoulder stand. The one tip, make sure you're really strong and stable. So you want to engage your core, legs and arms, whole body throughout this movement. That will keep you nice and stable. The other tip is, depending on your flexibility, your V might be a little bit different. But the one tip I always like to give, so that your V does look nice and big and wide and you look super flexy, it's all about bringing your knee down to your shoulder as much as you can in that bent position before actually extending. And again, this is for people who aren't super flexible but want that illusion. So if I were to go into my position, I'm just getting into it a little bit different just to show you. So if I come down here and I just open to V, that's as much as I'm going to go. If I then go to crunch down, see how I'm really folding down, right? The trick to make this look really strong is when you open up to this position, drop the knee as much as you can and extend this way. It will keep your legs strong and you'll be able to get more range as you open up to your V. So that one there is the first chair trick. So I'm going to take you on to the second one, and this is your machine gun split. Now, you will need some level of flexibility, but even if you don't have a strong split, that's okay, because you can do variations of this that works with your flexibility. The one thing you will need is a flat top chair. Because we are coming on top of this, you can't have any round, because as we go to shift our body, you'll fall off if the top of the chair is rounded. So flat top, whatever you have works. Just make sure it's nice and sturdy. So what we're going to do, again, if you haven't watched my other tutorials where I teach you how to get onto the chair in a little bit more detail, watch those tutorials. But we're just going into that same position, that plank position that we've done in those tutorials. So both hands are going to come to the front of the chair, and I'm going to be placing pressure. From there, for me, I need to tuck up just a little bit to place my hips onto the pole in my hip crease, so where we bend here. Now, if you're a little taller, you're going to need to start with your legs slightly back, or if you have pleasers on, you will need to probably step back and crunch up to come into that position. If you don't do that, you're probably going to end up in an awkward position with the chair. So we want it in your hip crease. Now, hands are on, hips are on. Now for me, I'm going to bring my chest down slowly. You can go straight into your kind of like swimmer position, but if you don't have the stability just yet, I do recommend bending through the arms a little bit just to counteract that balance and lift through the legs. From here, lifting both legs. You're going to press into the front of the chair, bend the knee in, but as you do that, you need to shift the hips a little bit. From there, keep your arm up, so this arm here, the front arm. You're then going to extend the top leg. Now my leg is placed on my arm because I have that range of motion, and I will show you what to do if you don't. From there, lift up the back leg, extend and hold. To come out, bring the leg down, off, turn your chest back down, and push up. So that is using my range of motion, which is going to be different for everyone. If you aren't able to get the leg to sit on top of the arm, you can still do this, but instead of placing it on the arm, it will come off to the side. So I'll show you this position. 1. Now from here, bend in. Instead of placing on my arm, I'm just going to place it in front. From there, extend up. So you'll notice that my elbow is tucked for this one. So I've dropped it down. That's just because I know that if it is up, it will go on top of that elbow. If you don't have that range, then what you want to focus on is keeping the elbows tucked, and you're going to bring the leg to the side instead. So you want to work with a split that you prefer or where your flexibility is at. So I'll show you one more time. Hands on, tuck your hips, bring the chest down. From here, lift legs, bend in the knee. Here, push through that top arm, extend. From there, lift up that back leg, then bring it down, off, turn your chest back down towards the chair, and then push off and come out. So that there is your 2 chair tricks for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it.